Well, hello, free people of the Rocky Mountain region. Hope you had a happy Halloween. It was a lot of fun with some cute trick-or-treaters coming around the neighborhood here. But we're in this last home stretch for the election, so my goal is to give you a video every day, just giving you an update on the latest and greatest. If you haven't watched my video with Heidi Ganal from yesterday, definitely check that out. Very interesting stuff. Of course, we talked about those election passwords that were posted online. And if you hadn't seen it yet, a letter came out from the Trump campaign of some different solutions here to try and solve the issue that we've seen. So this is from Gessler Blue Law to Secretary Griswold. Let's just look at this real quick here. October 30th. This firm represents Donald J. Trump for president. Yesterday, it was revealed that your office publicly disclosed BIOS passwords for voting systems equipment for 63 of Colorado's 64 counties, beginning in at least August 2024 and continuing through Thursday, October 24th, 2024. We are particularly concerned because your office knew of the security breach at least as early as October 24th, yet concealed the problem by failing to notify anyone. As you know, anyone in possession of current BIOS passwords and with access to those affected election systems would have the ability to alter the trusted build of those systems without leaving signs of tampering in the software. Hence, this disclosure by your office, which we assume was inadvertent given that knowing publication of this information constitutes a Class 5 felony under Senate Bill 22-153, makes it essential that you act immediately to protect the integrity of Colorado's general election. With 6 days remaining before Election Day, there is a path forward. Under Colorado law and current election regulations, you must immediately do the following. Identify those counties for whom the BIOS passwords listed in the spreadsheet disclosed by your office were current as of the most recent trusted build. Immediately notify the affected counties and order a new trusted build is required due to another security issue under Election Rule 26.1. Your office should complete the required trusted builds expeditiously. Once the trusted build is in place in the affected counties, these counties should be directed to immediately conduct a new logic and accuracy test for their election equipment. For these counties for whom a new trusted build is required, direct them to immediately halt the processing of mail ballots received and to prepare to rescan all mail ballots already scanned after the new trusted build and logic and accuracy tests are completed. As you know, this is possible because although most counties have already begun to process and scan returned ballots, no county is permitted to disclose results until 7 p.m. on Election Day. We recognize these steps may be an inconvenience for your office and for the affected counties, but this inconvenience is necessary because it is the only way to guarantee that the elections equipment in those counties whose current BIOS passwords were disclosed by your office are secure and that the chain of custody for that equipment required by Colorado law and regulations is unbroken. So they gave her a deadline, gave Secretary Griswold's office a deadline here to complete these steps no later than 10 a.m. Tomorrow, which would have been October 31st, 2024. I doubt they've done that, of course. I mean, it's should be easy, I guess. If we look at these one by one. The first one should be easy. Identify those counties for whom the password's listed in the spreadsheet were current. That seems pretty easy enough. Number two, notify the elected counties and order a new trusted build. So what does that mean exactly? Resetting the machines, I suppose, or doing something with the software there to make sure that everything's exactly how it should be, that nothing was compromised by these passwords being leaked, and then rescan all the mail-in ballots and retest them all. I mean, it makes sense, right? Let's remove all doubt that there wasn't any issues or any problems here. What I thought was interesting too, there's Holly at Altitude. Now, she's been in this issue for a long time. Let's see what she has to say about this. She's not a big Scott Gessler fan. She says, let's see here, that Gessler was the Colorado Secretary of State who kicked off the whole adoption of electronic voting in Colorado by creating the UVS and conducting the research on the voting machines. The research was handed off to the next wonderful Secretary of State, Wayne Williams, who brought the whole Dominion package to Colorado. In response to the 2020 election during the Colorado House Audit Committee hearing, 12/14/2020, Gessler and Wynne Williams both supported Jena Griswold electronic voting machines and claimed Colorado was the gold standard of elections. So I get it, Holly, like a lot of people want to talk about going back to paper ballots. In-person voting would be best in my mind. Something definitely has to be done. I think that's a good long-term fix for Colorado's elections would be to do some more in-person type of voting, one day only. But this letter from October 30th here from the Gessler Blue Law does seem reasonable, at least for the short term. We'll see what happens. Just wanted to give you those updates as well. Also wanted to share with you here what the Libertarian Party of Colorado is doing. So obviously the Gessler and the Colorado GOP kind of have their own plan, but at the LPCO, the Libertarian Party of Colorado, which I am a proud member of, they are actually going to be working on a lawsuit as well against the state government, against the Secretary of State's office. So definitely check out their information there. Let's see where they were talking about that. I saw Jenna knew about it for days and didn't do nothing about it. Kind of like how Jared Polis was told COVID death numbers were fraudulently inflated, but did nothing to correct it because all other states are calculating this way. So, Libertarian Party doesn't look like they had anything too much on their um, X feed on it. Hannah Goodman, who's the chairwoman of the Libertarian Party of Colorado, talked about here going after them. Here she goes. The LPCO is getting ready to file suit because we are the only serious contenders fighting for liberty for real. Donate now. So the Libertarian Party of Colorado is planning on filing suit and going after the secretary for this egregious mistake. They definitely have standing um, because they are a political party with candidates in the race this year. So that, of course, their people would be affected as well. I wanted to tie in James Wiley here, the executive director we talked about earlier this week. But he is definitely one of the people helping to lead this lawsuit for the Libertarian Party of Colorado. So these are two Twitter accounts X accounts you can follow, get some more information about what's happening here. But it should be pretty interesting to see how this continues on. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. Check it out.